Hey everybody, this is Christy. I wanted to show y'all what I'm doing with my Mercy in the Storm Jonah study from the Daily Grace Co. Got like a mess here. I wanted to show y'all before, like I've already started it on the app. So I have been reading through, I have read Jonah and I have read through these on the app. Most of the studies, I haven't gotten all the way through, but I have started it. But I've been waiting and finally had time this evening to work on my book, and I wanted to show you what I do to it. So first of all, I take the app and I go through the lessons and I find out all the extra for like week 1, day 2. This was some extra scripture. So I go through and find all the extra scriptures that are going to be in the studies. That's my little note on my margins because the book is smaller than a piece of paper. And so I've got all the scriptures. So what I did was I print them off. I go onto Google and I'll look up a verse. And so I'll find a pretty picture with the verse on it, and I print them off onto paper, multiple ones on multiple pages. You can kind of see on this one where I had a couple of different pictures on here and cut them out. But what I do with them is I'll cut them out and I'll leave some margin, and I'll tape them into my book. And then I also will print off passages of scripture. So I've actually, because Jonah is only 4 chapters, I went ahead and printed off all of Jonah, so I'll have it with me. And I like the New King James Version, so that's the version I chose. So I've got my introduction. Didn't really do a whole lot there. But then like right here, on day 2, the extra scripture was 2 Kings, and I did a little bit more than just the verse that it specified, just because I wanted this little extra detail in it, and I just washi taped it into my book. So that one I just taped in because it wasn't a whole bunch of pages. And here I've got more scriptures printed off on big sheets, full-size papers. And I've gone through and I'm kind of prepping my book so that when I get ready to actually dig into the story, I've got the verses I need, I've got the scriptures that I need, I've already kind of thought about the verses, I've gone through it on the app. Some of the questions I have answered on the app, some of them I have not. This is that awesome map that they have in the Mercy in the Storm study, but what I did was I pulled up a map and printed it with like today's countries so that I could compare it and know where it is today. So I did print off a new map, a newer, more current map. Some of the days I didn't really have a lot of stuff to print out. Here's one that I haven't taped yet because I was going to show it to you. And I actually happened to get this one, looks like wood, and the picture for that day looks like wood, which is kind of cool. But this is the Proverbs 16:33 verse. I just Googled it, and you can find them with, different verses with different backgrounds. This one I actually did have 2 of them. And then I waited till I got in the book to see which one I wanted to use. And so I'll take my washi tape and I will tape it into the book. And so that's what I'm doing to just kind of get ready to really dive into it. That way I won't be thinking about different things. This is the verse that's listed in here. This one is neat. This had 3 more verses over here. And so I stacked these. And so if you only tape them on one side, you can flip them up out of the way to do your answers or to read your study, but then put it back. and you still have the pretty pictures of the Bible verses, and it just kind of helps me memorize, you know, some of the verses a little bit. Anyway, so now I'm ready to really dig into it. There's some more. These are the different storms that we'll be comparing in this chart. And again, I've already got Jonah back here, so I can, you know, I didn't tape it in, so I can move it around. This one was cool. I pulled up this verse, and when I Googled it, and it came up in different translations, and I liked 2 different translations of it, so I printed off one of the pictures a little smaller and taped it to the back of this one, so I can flip it out of the way. I can still read what's in the text, in the study guide. So, yeah, that's how I'm getting started on mine. And then I will, you know, I will definitely be underlining in the studies. I'll be making notes in my margins, words that stand out to me. Like here, you can't really see it because I need to go back over it. I did write arise here, but I'll go back and do it in some marker. But just, they're already so pretty with the pictures that they include in it. They do such a beautiful job on these studies. But I just like having all of the scripture that I'm going to need handy when I start digging in, and I don't have to do a lot of back and forth. So when, you know, sometimes it might just reference a verse and not actually state it out verbatim. So now I can look over here and I can see the verse that they are, you know, kind of summarizing or paraphrasing over here. Anyway, this is me getting ready. This one, I didn't print off a picture of it because I didn't realize it was part of it because it's in the question. So I did come back and write that verse in. And then I'll come back with a different colored pen and write my prayer. And I just use, I use coloring pencils to do my highlighting per se. And I use just a janky old, nothing special clip pen, ballpoint pen to write in it, and it doesn't smear. But anyway, y'all have a good evening, and I didn't even mean to make this so long. But that's how I get started and get prepped for doing my studies.